pleased to be able to move into a role where I will be working to assist the campus community in developing the kind of research facilities it needs to support our extraordinary faculty.
Breaking news tonight on ABC 17 News at 5. Both President Tim Wolf and Chancellor R. Bowen Lofton have now resigned from their positions with the University of Missouri. In the past 30 minutes, Lofton telling the Board of Curators he will transition into a new role with the MU system, this coming after Tim Wolf resigned earlier today.
And this is all coming after a group of black students have criticized Wolf in recent weeks for his lack of action in response to racial issues on campus. We have team coverage tonight on this story with crews stationed around Columbia, getting reaction from various groups impacted by the decision. We start tonight with ABC 17's Marissa Holloway, who's live on the MU campus. Marissa, right now it's not clear who will take over Wolf's position.
Yeah, that's right, Jillian. A lot of open ends tonight for this big shakeup here at Mizzou. We know earlier this morning, President Wolf stepped down from his position as president of the UM system. Right now, they're searching for an interim replacement, and they tell us that will come as soon as possible. That's the only timeline we know right now. Also developing today, Chancellor Lofton announces that he's going to be transitioning out of his position as chancellor and moving into a role that will focus more on research efforts. We know that Hank Foley, he's the senior vice chancellor, will fill in as interim chancellor in the time being. And ABC 17's Lindsey Burning joins me now. She's been here at the center all day, and you've been following the developments here. And they also announced a lot of new initiatives that the university is going to be taking.
That's right, Marissa. Now, when board president Donald Cups came to the podium, he said, now we are going to make some changes, but we're not just saying we're making changes. We do have several new policies that we are putting into place. There are about 10 new policies into place, as well as several others that they will be revamping and making sure that they are implementing. Now, some of those new policies are a first ever chief diversity, inclusion, and equity officer appointed for the UM system. They will also have additional support for hiring and retention of diverse faculty and staff, and they will be creating a diversity and inclusion, equity inclusion task force. Now, those are just a few of them. There are several more, and we'll go more into that on ABC 17 News at 6. But like you were saying earlier today, we were waiting here for a decision for about 6 hours today after Tim Wolf announced that he was going to step down. He said he finally decided to resign because he said he didn't feel like there could be healing unless he did step down. So after he did step down, I did talk to Senator Maria Chappelle Nadal, who is a Democrat senator from St. Louis, and she said that she believed, now she's happy he stepped down, but she believes that's just one step toward the healing process.
We have to focus on how he made his statement. He said, use this as a way of healing. There are a lot of people who are frustrated, which we know that to be the case nationally. But I want to make sure that the UM system really focuses in on the culture and environment of the student population.
All right, well, Lindsey, thanks for that. And Donald Cups, you mentioned, the chairman, he was here, and he did say that President Wolf resigning this morning was Wolf's decision. I know there were a lot of rumors swirling around that maybe the university possibly asked him to step down, but they say that's not the case, and we will continue to follow up on this story tonight. We'll be out here talking to people as they leave this evening, so make sure to stick with us. Reporting live in Columbia, I'm Marissa Holloway with ABC 17's Lindsey Burning.
And our crews were on campus today when Wolf announced his resignation.
ABC 17's Joe McLean talked to students who celebrated the move, but not everyone supported that move. Joe?
That's right, Daniel. It was a lively scene out here today on campus, but it was hundreds of students and supporters were out here standing in protest, but that protest pretty quickly turned to celebration when news was heard that UM President Tim Wolf stepped down from his job. But as you said, Daniel, not everyone was celebrating out here today. There was a lot of mixed opinions as I spoke to students and faculty. Take a listen.
Our goal is to abolish inequalities at the intersection of race at the University of Missouri-Columbia.
Students, we paid to come here. You know, if we want change to happen, we gotta fight for it.
I think we saw that we would not get the leadership we needed from him in that position.
It feels amazing, you know. Only good things happen when we unite.
I just feel like it's gone overboard. and that what they're asking for is just over the top. You know, it's really hurt my ability this week to learn.
Yeah, like it happened, so like they should just go home and like celebrate.
I've talked to a lot of students over the last semester who come in and say that this is a hostile place for them to be.
There's a lot more work that we need to do, and I look forward to a better future at Mizzou.
And moving forward, the group known as Concerned Student 1950 says, quote, this is just the beginning. They are calling for a higher number of black faculty members within the UM systems, and they also demanded a meeting with the University Board of Curators. They say more changes are in the works. Live on the MU campus in Columbia, Joe McLean, ABC 17 News.
Thank you, Joe. And the movement got a major boost over the weekend when the Mizzou football players announced their support for the ongoing campus protests against racial injustice.
The players say they will resume all football-related activities tonight after previously promising to stop playing games until President Wolf resigned. Just in the last 2 hours, MU head football coach Gary Pinkel spoke about his decision to support his players in this movement. ABC 17's Austin Kim sat in on the news conference today. Austin, the topic of the conference was not about football.
No, it wasn't, Daniel and Jillian. It was about social issues, quite frankly, and both Mizzou football coach Gary Pinkel and Mizzou athletic director Mack Rhoades said during this entire time they just wanted to support the football players that were protesting, and that was their biggest concern amongst anything else. Now, during the 35-minute news conference, both Pinkel and Rhoades said they have never seen anything like this. They have never dealt with anything like this because, quite frankly, nothing like this has ever taken place on a college campus, especially when it involves an athletic department as big as the University of Missouri. Now, throughout this entire time, both Pinkel and Rhoades reiterated that a protest, a boycott, it was not the ideal way to approach things, especially during extraordinary circumstances. However, they said that they wanted to support their players the entire time. And here is head coach Gary Pinkel on why he gave his players that support.
My players, they're my kids. I love those guys. I got 127 of them, okay? And when they say they need my support, I certainly knew about what was going on the university, but it had nothing to do with that. It simply had to do with my players deeply cared about this guy, and he was dying, and will you support me, coach? And that's what I did.
Now, right before we went live, I actually ran into a few black MU football players who were just on campus. They declined comment on this entire story and President Wolf's resignation. However, Jason Reese, the tight end for Missouri, did say this is not about us. This is about Concerned Student 1950. We cannot say anymore. Reporting live on the University of Missouri campus, Austin Kim, ABC 17 News.
Thank you, Austin. Several lawmakers weighing in today on Wolf's decision to step down. Governor Nixon issuing a statement after Wolf's announcement today saying, in part, Tim Wolf's resignation was a necessary step toward healing and reconciliation on the University of Missouri campus, and I appreciate his decision to do so. There is more work to do, and now the University of Missouri must move forward united by a commitment to excellence and the respect and tolerance for all. Now, we've posted a full recount of the events today leading up to Wolf and Lofton's decisions. We've also have reactions from students and lawmakers that followed. You can find those stories posted on our Facebook and Twitter accounts as well as abc17news.com.
Well, we have some changes moving in this week in weather. Here are the forecast headlines. Tomorrow looks beautiful with temperatures in the 60s as temperatures will actually warm up a little bit tomorrow. But showers and thunderstorms do move in Wednesday, followed by cooler air. We have an enhanced severe threat for Wednesday. That's the third highest severe threat we have. And we're going to see that basically in the form of damaging wind is the primary threat Wednesday with the storms. However, we're not ruling out a tornado or even some large hail. But that is what our focus process is going to be. We're going to be tracking those storms as they move into the area Wednesday. For right now, it's nice out there. We've had a great day. Lots of sunshine, temperatures in the upper 50s right now. 55, however, in Columbia. It's 56 in Jefferson City. And as we go through the evening, temperatures will cool down to 43 degrees at 9 o'clock and down to 40 by midnight tonight. Nice clear sky and a light southeast breeze. Just some cool weather as we head into the overnight hours. And it's going to be cold by morning. Temperatures by morning will drop into the mid-30s across the area, mid to upper 30s. Some of the valleys will be near freezing, such as Jefferson City with 33 tonight, and we'll see mostly clear skies tonight. Now tomorrow, beautiful fall weather. We'll hit into those 60s, nice mild day tomorrow, and south breezes up to 10 miles an hour. Temperatures at 66 tomorrow at the Lake of the Ozarks, 67 Sedalia, and California, Jefferson City, 66 degrees. Beautiful weather in Columbia as well with 65 and 64 at Moberly tomorrow. We have our clear sky now, but we're looking at a storm system out to the west. This area of low pressure is going to pull to the east, bringing a cold front with us, giving us thunderstorms. And yes, we do have an enhanced risk of severe weather for Wednesday. It's been a while since we've seen that, so it's going to keep a close eye on storms as they move in Wednesday. The better chances in the afternoon, and anytime afternoon we have a good shot at showers and thunderstorms pulling east across the area Wednesday. Those move out by Wednesday mid-evening and will be dry and cooler for the end of the week. Here's the ABC 17 Storm Track 7-day forecast. You can see our chance of showers and thunderstorms Wednesday. Those move out, leaving us with a high of 57 Thursday. Cooler but dry weather persists right into next weekend. I will have an hourly track of those storms with the latest future track coming up at 5:20. See you then.
Coming up on ABC 17 News at 5, where the news comes first.
Columbia and Jefferson City Public School Boards are meeting tonight to discuss some big issues. We'll break down some of the topics board members plan to tackle tonight.
And police are looking into a threat made toward a Columbia Veterans Organization tonight. We'll tell you how the threats were allegedly made and who it was directed at.
It's a dangerous drug Mid-Missouri cops are struggling to fight, and it's not going away. We're digging into why people pushing synthetic marijuana are still getting away with it in an ABC 17 News special report tonight at 10 on KMIZ.
In a traffic alert for drivers in Fulton, westbound Highway 54 is blocked right now after an injury accident. It happened around 3:30 this afternoon in Fulton city limits. Authorities tell us there are multiple injuries and a life helicopter was called in. Victims are being taken to the MU Hospital in Columbia. We aren't sure the extent of their injuries yet. Tonight, Columbia police are investigating after a veterans organization got a threatening letter. Columbia police tell us they responded to the Columbia American Legion post in the 600 block of Legion Lane South yesterday. They say the organization got a handwritten letter that made threats to all veterans. Police say they have not made an arrest in connection to the letter and say the investigation is ongoing.
Tonight, the Columbia School Board is meeting to discuss a proposed bond issue and tax levy. We looked over the documents detailing what the money from the $30 million bond issue could go toward. It includes money for middle school land and design and elementary expansion and facility needs. The board is also considering a 65-cent tax levy increase. It would fund new buildings, student support, and employee recruitment and retention. Both the bond issue and the tax levy could appear on the ballot next April. And the Jefferson City School Board will also be meeting tonight. They have a few things on the agenda and an update from the superintendent about a recent state report. And they're also talking about the resolution authorizing the issuance of bonds and also a discussion of filing dates for school board member candidates.
Well, we are going to warm up a little bit again tomorrow, but then the change comes once again with another cold front. And as the system from the west moves in, it'll bring a good shot at some showers and thunderstorms Wednesday. I have a new future track to show you the timing and how much rain's expected next. Well, it is a beautiful evening here in mid-Missouri. We have our clear skies. It's starting to cool down, of course, now that the sun is setting, but it's nice out there. We have 55 degrees in Columbia at Joe Mockins BMW right now, and around the region, lots of clear sky at the lake, 58 degrees. Those temperatures will drop into the 30s by morning. Not quite as cold as this morning, but it'll be chilly as you head out the door, so you need those coats again early on. But is it going to feel nice tomorrow afternoon as the temperatures warm with our southerly breeze under mostly sunny skies? 65 at 3 o'clock o'clock tomorrow afternoon. You want to enjoy those mild temperatures because we do have a change coming our way. The cooler weather out here to the west, that is going to move in with this disturbed weather that comes in with a cold front. That'll sweep through the area right in the middle of the week for Wednesday. In the meantime, we're going to have that quiet weather tonight, tomorrow, and then that arrives Wednesday. Here is the latest future track. Now, as early as tomorrow night, we'll start to see some clouds moving in, and there is a chance of a few showers out ahead of this warm front that initially moves in with the storm system. So Wednesday morning, there is a slight shower chance. Could get a little bit of rain here and there early on in the day Wednesday, but as far as organized showers and thunderstorms, those will hold off until the afternoon, and it looks like after the noon hour, this is the projection, and this will likely change a little the next couple of days, so we'll continue to update this. But here's the projection for 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You can see that line of thunderstorms and some showers in there. That pulls to the east Wednesday afternoon, 3 o'clock, moving into the Lake of the Ozarks through near Boonville, California, Fayette, heading into Moberly just after 3, and 4 to 5 near Columbia and Jefferson City. Now, that line of showers and thunderstorms will pull eastward, and then we'll be dry and cooler behind it by the time Thursday rolls around. So Wednesday is a day we're going to keep a close eye because we do have the ingredients necessary to produce some severe weather. Damaging wind is the main threat. That 60-mile-an-hour winds or greater. Although there's enough wind shear, there could be a tornado. So we're going to keep a close eye on those storms as they move through. We have the enhanced severe threat now, and we'll continue to update that for you as well. Not a lot of rain with this, 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch, possibly up to 1/2 inch north of Highway 24. Farther to the south, around 1/10 of an inch is expected around the Lake of the Ozarks. So it's not going to be a heavy rain event by any means, but we could see those higher numbers of 1/2 inch north. Next 7 days, temperatures cool down. We're back into the 50s for the end of the week with those cold nights, cool days. The weekend right now looks dry.
All right, thank you very much, Sharon.
United Auto Workers have reached an agreement with the Ford Motor Company. We'll tell you how many people are impacted by the agreement and what it calls for.
And 2 Americans are among 8 people killed after a Jordanian policeman allegedly opens fire. We'll tell you how authorities got the situation under control.
Volkswagen is now saying more changes are needed to its recalled cars.
Nearly 250,000 of its 2.4 million recalled diesel cars will now need more than just a software change. The German Transport Authority says they're expecting about 540,000 cars will also need hardware changes. The company is recalling 8.5 million 2009 to 2015 model year cars with software problems across Europe next year. 2 Americans were among 8 people killed after a Jordanian policeman allegedly opened fire at a police training center. The shooting happened on the outskirts of the capital. Officials say a Jordanian officer opened fire on foreign trainers. The officer was later shot and killed by troops. Security agencies are investigating what happened and whether the shooting was intentional. And Sharon will have another look at the forecast when we come back. Welcome back. Coming up tonight on ABC 17 News at 6, our team coverage continues on the changes in leadership at the University of Missouri.
We have crews live on MU campus breaking down the event that led to UM President Tim Wolf and Chancellor Bowen Lofton's resignations. Our coverage continues in just more than 30 minutes on ABC 17 News at 6.
And we have a nice evening. It's going to cool down quickly, though. By 9 o'clock, we're at 43. Grab that jacket before heading out tonight, as we'll have clear skies tonight and mostly sunny tomorrow. Some clouds move in tomorrow evening and overnight. Temperatures stay in the 60s tomorrow with thunderstorms and some showers moving through Wednesday.
Thank you, Sharon. That does it for us at 5. We'll see you back at 6.